Hi friends, welcome back. And today we are going to discussing about understanding for entry point versus CMD. What is the difference between these two? Okay, for this I'm going to take for there are two applications. One is Node.js application and Java application. And Java application we specified for entry point, that is a standard about the hello world Java jar file. This is the entry point of that. And if you go for Node.js project, as this one and Node.js, if you go for Docker images, there is no entry point. I'm not specified. This is a CMD file. Okay. And if you comes to the Docker for Java, there is an entry point. Okay. Now we'll see for the different between these two images, what exactly it will be presented. Okay. For this, I'm going to use for these two applications, and I'm going to use for here. Now I'm going to use for Docker run hyphen p hyphen d hyphen p 5000. Okay, then I'm going to use for my repo name, which it is the hubdocker.com users Lokesh 7, and I'm going to use for Node.js tags. This is the pull, right? I can take the pulling here, and this is my wash. This is the name of this Node.js colon 0.0.2 point release. Okay, this is my release. And then I'm going to use for ping. We are going to ping for in the middle. Okay, pinging. Which ping we are need to use for google.com. Okay, this is my google.com. If I hit now, now I'm going to use for my logs, and I'm going to use for localhost. Now it is not run. Okay, it is not run and it is not launched my ping and all. Okay, now you can see here Docker logs, we can able to see logs hyphen f. I'm going to use for my image ID, that is called D99B5. See, it is going to ping every time. See, it is pinging completely. It is pinging. If you see in the top also, if I'm going to stop now, if I'm going to stop, because when we use the 500 localhost 5000, then we are not able to launch our thing, but still it is pinging for the logs. What it is pinging? The Google it is pinging. Okay, the Google it is pinging for you that particular things, but still we are not able to open anything for the Google and all. No, here we are not able to open for localhost and all. Correct, but you can able to see the Docker logs. When we use the logs to have to get it for, there's a ping and there's a Google, it is hitting for all the time. This many times it is hitting, keep on hitting. Okay. The same thing if you are going to do for Java. If I'm going to do for Java, then what will happen? Can use for Java and hit this one. Now you can see it is says that 5000 is already having. Okay, 5000 is already having. Then we can go for 5001. Now it is hit. Okay, now again I'm going to use for logs for that. Okay, now logs 66418 I'm going to use. Now see the logs, it is hitted, but it is provided for Java logs only. It is not provided for anything. If I go ahead and hit for this 5001 local, now see the Java is presented. but it is not hit for the logs. We are not seen for anything related to Google. Why? Previous Node.js project, we are able to hit for those things. When we use for here, when we use for here two dot releases and pinging for the Google, then we are able to hit that one. But when we are using for Java, we are not able to see for these logs. Why? Because of there is a 2 points. One is entry point. Java is having for entry point. Entry point, it is one bit kind of overriding concept type, but we cannot able to override, but we can able to do for override. That is a different approach, is a very high level and also confusion. Okay, but most of the time when you are using for entry point time, right, overriding concept, that is a big tricky to override for entry, but it is not a possible. But this entry point, what it is do that, which is the name you are going to specify in that particular entry point, it will go and take that is the one only. It will not take for anything which you are provided for command prompt. What exactly you provided for the command, it will not take care about it. And what exactly you specified into Docker image file, that particular thing only it will accept for the entry point. But if you go for Docker image for JavaScript, there is a CMD only, but there is no entry point. If you mention for entry point node dot uh, index.js file, then this particular file, this is the run is the right. If you go and paste it here, and if you go and comment this one, and if you use like this entry point, it will says that my entry point is index.js. What you providing that command prompt, I don't care about it. Like that it will say. It will go for only the entry point. It will not go for command prompt. What command you are specifying, it will not take care about it. Okay. This is the one thing we can able to understand. This is the main thing. If you get some interview question also, what is the entry point and CMD means, if you are use the CMD for your project, you can able to provide from the command by using for command prompt, and you can able to override that commands and all what you have specified and all. If you go for entry point, if you provide the entry point, which point you are specifying, it will capture only that particular information. It will not take for any information from the command prompt what exactly you are providing. Once that particular application is builded and it is provided for, yes, it is the port is ready to use, then you go ahead and use that particular thing itself without any issue. Okay, but it entry point only for entry that particular information which you are providing. Only that particular file only it will capture. It will not go ahead for any other than that. Okay, that is the main difference between this entry and CMD. Okay, we'll see for coming video sessions. Will more information about for entry and command prompt information. Okay, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.